The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Georgia, Ms. Greene, for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I'd like to address the 117th Congress and talk about our national debt. Currently, we are at $28,809,752,000,000, and the numbers are rising so fast I couldn't name them all. But it's continuing to rise, yet we are considering a budget this week at $4.3 trillion, which would be the most expensive piece of legislation in United States history, which is mind-boggling, especially considering the fact that we also are looking at voting on a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that is mostly socialism, giving things away for free and wasting the taxpayers' dollars. Considering the fact that we just abandoned Americans in Afghanistan, armed the Taliban, 13 of our own military were killed in the process. We also just let in tens of thousands of Haitians into our country through the southern border, which is wide open and out of control. And also, given the fact that on Friday, the Democrats, all except one, voted for full-term abortion and called it women's health care, then celebrated on the Capitol steps, which most people in this country find appalling. You see, abortion up until full term for a baby at 9 months pregnancy is evil and something that this Congress should have never considered. But yet, unfortunately, that's the bill that passed the House on Friday. So now that we're looking at $4.3 trillion in new spending, $2.1 trillion in higher taxes, $2.4 trillion in new debt with more interest, $7.5 billion for a civilian climate corps, which is part of the Green New Deal. Government doesn't need to be creating a climate police force. Government needs to be getting out of the way of the American people and their businesses so that they don't have to compete with the federal government to hire people to get back to work. Businesses all over the country are struggling to find people to work in their companies. We need truck drivers, we need nurses, and we need to stop vaccine mandates and silly rules requiring people to wear masks everywhere they go and children to wear masks. You see, if vaccines work, then people that get them should trust them. And if people are still afraid, then they can wear a mask. And if they're still afraid, then they can shelter in place. But the rest of the healthy population in the United States should not be limited and held back. We should be able to go to work, go to school, go into restaurants and stores without being shamed and divided among the American people. COVID-19 has been a terrible thing sent to us through China and actually funded, sadly, through the gain-of-function research through our own federal government at the will of Dr. Fauci. But yet he still has his job while hundreds of thousands of small businesses have failed and they don't have their jobs. You see, this government is failing the American people, and the more votes we take this week are going to continue to fail the American people. And this is why I walked in here this morning to make a motion to adjourn, but then I was told I couldn't make a motion to adjourn because we hadn't said the prayer or the pledge. It's very unfortunate. We should make a motion to adjourn because Congress should stop. Congress is the one ruining the lives of the American people, not helping them like they claim to do. You see, it's our federal government's role to keep our borders strong, safe, and secure. It's our government's role to never abandon Americans in a foreign country ruled by radical Islamic terrorists that would like to kill them just because they're Americans. It's not our federal government's job to pass a bill or consider even making a law, abortion up until full term, and then call it women's health care. This is too much. It's out of control. So simply, I would like to make a motion to adjourn, and I think it's silly that I can't do so as an elected member of Congress representing the 14th District of Georgia simply because we haven't said the pledge or the prayer. As you can see, rules in Congress just don't work because the rules here in Congress are allowing everything to continue to go downhill and hurt the people that pay the taxes.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe by clicking that middle button. Also, check out our previous video by clicking the video on the right, or a video you might enjoy by clicking the video on the left. Also, don't forget to click the thumbs up button and share this video on social media. Peace.